Alpine is looking to be the best of the rest this year, but teams like Alfa Romeo and Haas can challenge for P8s and P7s on a good day, and Williams are always there for an odd P9 or P10, and it's looking like they will be doing that much more often this year. For that, Alpine need a consistent pair of hands which can deliver day in and day out for P7s and on special occasions possibly a midfield podium or a top 6 result. But their lineup isn't looking as if they are going to be unlocking this achievement. Why do we think that? Well, time to talk about two Frenchmen that just do not like each other. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Drivers Hub Motorsport, and my name is Bhavi Vaswani. Today we are telling you a story that is movie-worthy. A rivalry that takes the meaning of competition to another level. Alpine's power struggles, not engine-wise, but driver-wise. Let's dive straight into it. The power struggle is not because Gasly and Ocon are slow. Both are proven midfielders as well as Grand Prix and podium scorers, but they have bad blood in them. This beef can turn into intense fighting and can damage each other's opportunity for scoring big points. And after judging their performance, it's looking like if one is P7, the other one will be P8. And that is if there are no problems in understanding how to bloody serve a penalty or placing their car in the grid or crashing into each other. Yeah, that's all that's happened in 3 races. Let's try and understand what the feud is. Until now, whatever is said has been said by Pierre Gasly and not Ocon as much. He was asked by Tom Clarkson on the Beyond the Grid podcast on the matter, and this is what he said, I quote, "The story with Esteban is so long that we could speak for hours. I started karting with the same engine preparer as Esteban. We'd be the only ones in the local tracks in the snow. We were almost like brothers. We both have a really competitive mindset and we really wanted to beat each other. It was great for us. It helped us raise our levels. Unfortunately, it got really worse in karting. I really remember one weekend in the World Cup in Portugal in 2010 where he literally cut a corner on the track to hit me. At that point, we weren't training together anymore. It actually started during a race in 2009 where I overtook him for 3rd place. We then found each other in Formula Renault 2 liters and had lots of battles. I tried to keep the relationship as good as I could. Came to him couple of times and say, stop the stupid things we are doing. You do your thing, I do mine. I think he never really showed me he wanted to keep the relationship. We can speak, but only things outside of racing. The day you don't respect me is the day I don't respect you. Waiting for apologies his side, but they never really came. Pierre also on a live stream said and elaborated more on what's the beef. The answer was more or less the same, but he also talked more about how he and Esteban used to talk to each other and visit each other every other day and do all the other things that normal kids do together. This part really made me a little emotional as to how the world of F1 really eats you up on the inside. Friends don't feel like friends anymore, and quite a lot of it is from Pierre's side. But Esteban, when asked on how it was for Pierre to be in F1, he answered in French that translated to as, "It's good for French motorsport, but it would be good if he stayed behind me." From its current point of view, both have butted heads once in Mexico in 2018 when Pierre was trying from the outside, when both touched and, well, Ocon was not really happy. The spiciest of incidents was in France in 2018 when both of them came together and DNF'd, and we also got to see how less they care about the greater good for the team when Gasly re-entered the track with no regards as to where his teammate Ocon was during the last laps of the 2023 Cheyenne GP. People like Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, the 2016 F1 World Champion who beat Lewis in equal machinery and is now a Monaco-based YouTuber, did come to blows, and both were childhood friends too. And it truly hurts to see friendships turn bitter in this sport, and that's the sad truth of the world of F1. Talking about Ocon, part of the rivalry may be because Esteban is one of the most uncompromising drivers on the grid. This is partly because he is not from a super privileged background like most drivers, so he really drives like he needs to prove that he belongs on the grid. Last year, he did prove himself by beating the mighty Alonso and being super consistent. So there's no denying that Pierre and Esteban have had their fair share of beef, but both seem to settle it as both are okay enough to share a team. Right now, it seems that it will be a French super team, and they do have a lineup that's capable of doing a wonderful job. It's just that they need to be kept in check whether both are getting equal treatment or not, so that both don't butt heads together. It's like Alpine is the third wheel best friend in a really toxic relationship, and they're gonna have to juggle a lot to keep things amicable. It's a funny world in F1, eh? That's pretty much the crux of what has the beef been between Ocon and Pierre Gasly. And that's why we don't think they're going to be getting along that much more even throughout this season. Hit the like button, and while you're there, don't skip subscribing. Plenty more content to come. Bye bye and allele blue!